here is the character showcase for Goku Z early. First of all, let's start from his skills. The first skill is Solar Flare, which is a somewhat limited range. As you can see, I'm already too far away from actually using it, which makes it kinda difficult to hit an enemy with it, because I am pretty close. Like, I'm in Vanished Assault range already, as you can see. And yet, Solar Flare is too far. So you really have to use it close to your opponent, and you blind them for 5 seconds. It's not guardable, so either people turn the other way or they're gonna get hit. If you use it from behind, it still works, somehow. Not from perfectly behind. Like, from diagonally, it works. But from perfectly behind the enemy, it doesn't. So you gotta be careful on that. With that said, there is one pretty downside on that if I use it and I start charging right in front of the enemy, it disappears instantly. So you really have to like prepare your attack and everything, because if you blind the enemy and do anything after that, you become visible and you get locked in. The second ability is Kaioken, which I think we pretty much all know. It's 15 seconds of buffs, pretty much. So as you can see, red aura and everything works perfectly fine. It doesn't have strain or whatever, as far as I know. It lasts 15 seconds, and it upgrades pretty much every statistic you can see without downsides. We can test on this. How much? 409. 409 again. I use Kaioken, and we can check how much is the increase, and it's 450. So it increases by 10%, pretty much. A bit less than 10%, around 9% is the increase on damage, which isn't bad for something that's absolutely free aside from the ability cost. So it will be pretty useful, I will say. Subscribe for more content like tutorial guides and gameplays on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. With that said, we can switch to the actual abilities. So we can start from the most classic, Kamehameha, which can be used normally and can also be charged. So if I go a bit here, just to change location a bit, I can charge it for a pretty long time to increase the damage, as you all can see. 11,000 if I increase it. If I go as far as possible, it's 7,000, which still isn't bad, but it has a considerably long charge time. Also, if we do it really close to the enemy, we have the classic backflip. Again, with the Kamehameha, it has a loading time, it's not that great. With other moves, it's better. And aside from that, it doesn't have much other things that are like weird. You can't really increase the power of the beam or anything like other moves, because it's a charging one. So you gotta be careful on that. The other one is the Kaioken attack, which pretty much it's just the classic one, and it does have a boost. And it's just the classic Kaioken back and forth to hit the enemy that we have seen many times. It just turns Kaioken for a second. We can do it again with the actual boost, just to see a bit the difference, but again, it's not much. Still, it's a pretty decent move, pretty decent rush, really quick for the animations and whatever, so it's not bad at all. Now let's go into Sparking mode, and we have the Spirit Bomb. Spirit Bomb, it's the classic small one that we know of and we have seen many times. It's not the Genkidama. And it does do a lot of damage. Like, it's almost 20,000, almost 2 entire bars of ki. And it's pretty good, honestly. Like, you can see how small it is as a projectile. It's not huge, so it really flies well around the enemies and other things. It's extremely fast, almost like a beam. So it's, for now, one of my favorite early game ultimates, I can tell that for sure. Now, let's see what happens if I use it right beside the enemy. So we go like this, and we do this. It's pretty close. We have the usual little jumps back, nothing weird. And again, it gets launched. And that's pretty much kinda it for the various abilities of Goku. Now we can see a bit of the standard combos just to see how quickly they are done. You can see it's the pretty much classic stuff that we have seen many times. The classic Ki Blast are these ones, with the charged one being this one. That's kinda bad, honestly, a charged one. Also, I have noticed the Ki Blast don't have a great tracking radius, honestly. Like, the enemy moves even a tiny bit, they lose the tracking, especially the big one. So they're really easy to avoid. And yeah, aside from that, that's pretty much all we have on Goku Z Start. So see you in the next showcase for the next character.